All right, man, here we are, backstage, Go Show 14, Joey Purp just tore this thing down.
Hey, appreciate you for having me, man.
Feeling good?
Yeah, it was lit, it was tight.
You came in, a couple locals went up, did their thing, and I felt the energy shift when you came in the building because people were really excited. I think what you're doing coming out of Chicago, your sound is like vintage, but it's modern. You show a lot of respect to guys like, when I look at the quarter thing and I see RZA and Jizza on there, talk about Wu-Tang Clan for a second. Like, why was that important to get those guys on there?
Man, just out of respect to the game, really, like they paved the way, and that was like the shit I grew up on, so I was really heavy on trying to, get them just involved in my story in any way possible, seeing as they was already involved in it so much, you feel me? Yeah.
It was dope too. They came really creative, and it sets a tone with the project. It gives it like a little bit of darkness, a little bit of depth to it. Like, oh, what is this? You hear Jizza's voice and RZA. They have these really unique voices. You have a really unique voice, like a very original sound. We're talking about some of your influences when it comes to Chicago hip hop and some of the greats. I mean, we're talking about like who inspired you to get in the game, but thinking back, as a kid, who was the first Chicago rapper you were like, oh, this is my guy, like this is happening locally, this is it?
Man, the first Chicago rapper that I was rocking with as a kid was like probably like Do or Die. It's not one rapper, it's a group of rappers. Yeah. Do or Die and Twista. It was probably like the first Chicago rap, and Crucial Conflict. It was probably like all of that in a mix. Definitely Do or Die, like primarily though. Yeah.
They were doing things out here for years, like up until when Johnny P passed. They were coming out here multiple times a year. Rest in peace, Johnny P. Very underrated legend in the culture, but out here in Minnesota, big respect for Do or Die. A big time.
So, yeah, definitely.
Midwest, and especially this northern Midwest, very unique, and I find like big love for hip hop, like hip hop. You know what I mean? Like rap. Not like, oh, this commercial thing. But when I hear the Just Blaze influence on some sounds, and then we talked about the Chicago house influence on Elastic and girls that, was that important to get that house feel on there for you?
Yeah, man, definitely. That's just like, I grew up in like house was like, before I was like old enough to really be into it when the scene was thriving, but what spawned from house was juke music, you did. So like I grew up on juke music, so just growing up and then doing the research on juke, getting more in tune with the origins of the culture, you see that it came from this other movement that was also from Chicago called house. And yeah, so it was just important to me to always pay homage. It's the same thing with the RZA, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just paying respect to the people that came before me, you feel me?
Most definitely. So technically, are you still an independent artist?
Yeah, definitely. We did we did like a partnership on Quarter Thing with Caroline, but like as far as like, a record deal that's like extensive or whatever, I don't have like a record deal.
Yeah, that's cool. You feel like you like the freedom and kind of like the open-endedness of being independent. Were you looking to get a deal or?
I'm not anti-deal at all. I just like, it has to be the right situation for me. And for everybody, it should be the right situation for you. So I'm really pro-deal. I think it works for a lot of people. All the most successful people in music, for the most part, through history, have had record deals. So it obviously is a formula that works. But I just feel like with the times changing, it has to be modernized. Same way like, cars on the street had to be modernized. You know what I mean?
Recently in hip hop, we've seen the passing, like the untimely passing of a guy like Mac Miller, and the death of like Triple X, and certain things that were happening. How does that affect you as an artist when you see some of these young guys go way too early?
Yeah, man, it's crazy to see any artist die like early, but it's crazy to see anybody pass early. Like people die that aren't famous a lot, and it doesn't get talked about. So like I feel the same way though. Like I didn't know Mac or X. I had friends that were close to Mac, and I had a couple friends that kind of knew like X and his group of friends or whatever. But yeah, it's just unfortunate whenever you lose somebody that's like, impacting people, because like their potential was never fully realized. Like they had so much power in their voice already, you feel me? But it's unfortunate when you lose anybody, like there's millions of people that feel nowhere near the way that some, kid that gets shot in any random city in America when he's 17, mother feels about them. Whole family, mother, cousin, sister, brother, kids, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, we losing people at a drastic rate all over the board. It's definitely unfortunate in general, period, you feel me?
Do you think like, from your perspective, when you see what's happening in Chicago with the violence, you think is it getting better, you think, or you think it's getting worse?
Yeah, it's definitely getting better, man. Like, I don't really like to like cite statistics about that type of stuff because it's so unlike realistic, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's not like visceral, but like, yeah, man, it's definitely getting better though. People communicate more. It's people that like, even through the music, like it's people that used to not fuck with each other that's fucking with each other, making songs together and shit. So yeah, it's more of a wave. You know, that's the new wave too. Like positivity, the new wave. Like motherfuckers ain't trying to be like not getting money and not living no more. Like young people, we off that. You feel me?
Yeah, and you don't have to like. Everybody can get a chance. There used to be gatekeepers and people, and only a handful of guys could get deals. Now it's like if you can get online and you can get on Spotify and you can put out something independently, like everybody can eat off this. So it's better to connect and share the fan bases. And then why would we compete? You don't have to compete. Back in the day,
Make so much more money together. You know what I'm saying? You can make so much more money together. Like you remember when they dropped Swagger Like Us?
Yeah.
Swagger Like Us was like the biggest fucking song of all time. It felt like because that was the first time that many people that was. Come on, bro, on the same song. Usually it would be like maybe one person get a feature from one other person, but like now it's just like every song could be the One Blood remix. Like throw it, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody could get on with everybody. So like, yeah, I just think that's the new movement. That's the new wave. Motherfuckers are trying to work together and trying to really get to it and be successful. Like, you know what I mean?
I believe that, man. That's really, really cool. What do you got next? Quarter thing is moving, but like, are you cooking something else up? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I definitely got a plan. We always cooking, you know what I mean? We just gonna we keep making music all the time. We always creating more videos, more content, and then getting back out on the road, you know what I'm saying, top of this next year. Yeah. Just kind of stretching the vision, you know.
Yeah. Keep holding it down for what you're doing, man. I like it that everybody seems to be doing the same thing at times. And when people send me music, it all kind of sounds the same. And when I hear you, I'm like, okay, this is something unique, and stick to it, man. It's gonna work out, man. I really see you, man. And when it comes down to spitting and like, bars and the sounds of it, you're doing it well. So congratulations. Thanks for coming out. Go Show 14 was tremendous. He did his thing, man. Joey Purp, Chi-Town is in here. Let's go.